Love disaster movies, but feel like you've seen them all? In this list, we're uncovering the best unknown disaster films that you probably missed. Get ready for intense emotions, spectacular special effects, and stories that will leave you breathless. Number 10. Mira. The film shows the near future, and the main character is Lera Arabova, a 15-year-old girl who lives with her family in Vladivostok. Lera's father has been working on the orbital space station Mira for many years and has long since lost contact with his daughter, turning only into a voice on the phone. After the meteor shower hits the city, Lera has only one chance to save her loved ones and the city from a new disaster. Her father helps her. With the help of satellite surveillance systems and a phone, he takes every opportunity to send a message to his daughter, watching her every step from above from the station. The film, although little known, impresses with special effects, holding in suspense until the end. Number 9. The Quake. In this film, we will see a terrifying tale of an impending disaster that no one can stop. The main character, seismologist Christian Eikjord, is plagued by anxiety after he discovers signals indicating an impending cataclysm. His past is marked by tragedy, for he witnessed a massive disaster years ago, and now his worst nightmares are beginning to return. As Christian begins to realize the impending danger, the ground begins to tremble in Oslo, in the heart of Norway. As the city descends into chaos, buildings crumble and streets turn into ruins. Christian desperately fights for the lives of his family. This is a film about more than an earthquake. It's a psychological thriller about the struggle against uncontrollable forces of nature and the terror that grips a person when he realizes that all he can do is run away. Number 8. Ashfall. Deep in the earth, something that has remained dormant for centuries is awakening. Mount Bakdu, a powerful volcano, an eruption that could destroy the entire Korean peninsula, is beginning to make its presence known in the most terrifying way. Unexpected earthquakes, explosions, and cataclysmic events are only the beginning of the coming apocalypse. The government, realizing the imminent danger, organizes a desperate rescue mission. A special team, composed of experts and one recalcitrant officer, embarks on a horror-filled expedition with the goal of averting disaster before it's too late. Time is working against them, and any mistake could mean the annihilation of millions of people. Faced with the unbridled power of nature, the heroes must confront not only the power of the element, but also their own fears, betrayal, and the chaos that engulfs everything around them. Number 7. The 33. 2015's The 33 Inches is a chilling drama based on a true story that happened in Chile in 2010. The film takes us to the dark, claustrophobic depths of a mine, where 33 miners are trapped 700 meters underground after a massive rock collapse. As the ceilings begin to crack and the tunnels turn into a death trap, each day becomes a struggle to survive in total darkness with no hope of rescue. The men must face advancing madness, starvation, and their own demons, knowing that on the surface, their families are doing everything to save them. Meanwhile, the whole world is watching with suspense as the government and rescue teams make increasingly desperate attempts to reach the trapped miners. Number 6. The Wave. A Norwegian disaster thriller, it will immerse the viewer in a terrifying vision of nature that is suddenly out of control. In the enchanting Geiranger Fjord, surrounded by steep, majestic mountains, lies a dark force, ready to destroy everything in its path at any moment. The main character, geologist Christian, begins to see disturbing signs that something terrible is coming. As the understanding of the impending catastrophe becomes clearer, tension builds. The mighty mountain could collapse into the water at any moment, triggering a tsunami that will engulf the entire valley. Christian must face not only the forces of nature, but also his own fears to save his family. But time is running out. The fjord, which until now seemed a peaceful paradise, turns into a deadly trap. The entire community becomes trapped in a race against time, where survival becomes the only goal. Number 5. The Earthquake. The plot of the film takes us to Armenia in the 1980s, where in an instant the peaceful life of the inhabitants is torn apart by a powerful earthquake. Imagine how suddenly the ground begins to shake and everything that seemed certain turns into a nightmare. Buildings collapse like houses of cards, and people die in the blink of an eye, being buried under the rubble. In this terrifying reality, the fates of two men who were once enemies, but now must work together to save those who still have a chance to survive, become intertwined. Every second is at a premium, and a sense of doom hangs in the air. It's a film about the force of nature that can turn an entire life to dust in an instant, but also about the courage, sacrifice, and hope that remain even in the most hopeless situations. Number 4. The Hurricane Heist. Imagine that a powerful hurricane, one of the deadliest in history, is coming, and at the same time a group of ruthless criminals is planning to rob a government vault. They want to steal $600 million, taking advantage of the chaos caused by the storm. But this is no ordinary heist. As the hurricane gains strength, the thieves have to face not only the destructive force of nature, but also a group of people who are trying to stop them. With each passing minute, the situation becomes more desperate as the storm destroys everything in its path and the criminals become more determined. It's not just a fight for money, but for survival in the face of an element that seems unstoppable. Number 3. Concrete Utopia. The 2023 film Concrete Utopia presents a dystopian vision of a society in which a disaster destroys a city, forcing the survivors to survive in a brutal reality. In a world ruined by a natural disaster, residents must face not only destroyed buildings, but also growing violence and chaos. The story centers on a group of people trying to rebuild their lives and soul in an oppressive atmosphere where morals and principles are obliterated by the terrifying reality of survival. As the tension builds, the strained relationships between the characters and their dark secrets lead to increasingly frightening and unpredictable twists. Concrete Utopia is a film that forces you to reflect on the condition of humanity in the face of extreme challenges and violence. Number 2. The Burning Sea. The story is set against the backdrop of an actual environmental disaster, an oil rig explosion that causes a massive fire on the surface of the water. The main character, a young engineer, struggles with dramatic decisions and danger as she tries to save herself and her loved ones from the deadly element. The film deftly combines elements of suspense and horror, showing not only the physical, but also the psychological effects of the disaster, revealing the fears and challenges of human powerlessness in the face of nature. The film The Burning Sea is aimed at fans of disaster thrillers and drama. If you are interested in stories about natural disasters, intense tension, and human determination in the face of extreme conditions, this film will be for you. Number 1. Pandora. The film is about a nuclear disaster that takes place in a small village near a nuclear power plant. It all starts with an earthquake that causes damage to the reactor. Soon, the situation is out of control, and the whole of South Korea faces a nuclear apocalypse. The scenario focuses on the fate of ordinary people who have to face indescribable fear and the horrifying consequences of the accident. The main character is Jae Hyuk, a power plant worker who is forced to make a dramatic decision to prevent total destruction. The struggle against time, the growing chaos, and the desperation in the face of mortal danger make the film strongly affect the viewer's emotions. Pandora is not only a story about a disaster, but also a poignant study of human courage, sacrifice, and powerlessness in the face of the destructive power of technology. The film shows in a frighteningly realistic way how quickly chaos can spread when something that was supposed to provide safety turns into a deadly danger. Thanks for watching our list. Let us know in the comments which disaster movie impressed you the most, and don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss any of our future recommendations.